Welcome. This week we're going to read about a critical perspective referred to as post-colonialism. What post-colonialism looks for is how a literary text and its reception often is influenced by cultural and social politics, of how historically some perspectives assume that they have greater value over other competing points of view. A possible example might be found in Conrad's Heart of Darkness, in which a European explorer heads into the center of the African jungle. The further that he heads upriver, the wilder his surroundings become until he reaches his destination, where he sees a world so foreign to his experience that he returns back home. Interestingly, this character never considered a possibility that it was he who was poorly adapted to these new surroundings, that his perspective was inappropriate and ineffective in this different world. Often, when we perceive difference, we establish hierarchy, assuming that what is different from us is somehow inferior. Post-colonialism tries to identify such privileged assumptions and point out how cultural and political bias might shape our reception of information. The class did a very good job at looking at Marxism and psychoanalysis as closed ideological systems which share many similarities to organized Western religions. Essentially, what each of these perspectives do is reify information. For a Marxist critic, all can be reduced to issues of power, value, and currency. For a psychoanalytic critic, the same can be done, but in terms of hidden motivation and impulse control. Religion, like Christianity, can be seen in a similar way, that almost any situation can be viewed through the lens of good versus evil, with God serving as a moral guarantor. While there are many literary critics who have a strong identification with a specific critical methodology, I prefer to view critical schools as offering tools that I can use to better understand my world. For me, for instance, I'll use material criticism to help understand relationships, and perhaps use psychoanalysis to better determine motivation. This week, I'm asking you to post a rough draft of your second project online. Note that this is simply a work in progress, a snapshot in time that is not expected to be perfect or even complete. We are in the home stretch of our course, and the next week we'll start to pull together all that we've discussed this session. For now, keep up the great work and take care.